to see if it's connecting first. I would like to go live in a second. So let's see how it's going to work. I think it should be live soon. So it's getting live now. So I will be looking forward to participants. So let's see. Okay, so this is the new episode for BIM News, and this is actually episode 2. I did one last about like 14 days ago, maybe 12 days ago. So it was on Thursdays, but from now on, every Tuesday, we will have BIM News. So every Tuesday, I will be meeting with you for a certain amount of time, and we will be going. Actually, I just realized again, oh my God, why I'm doing this all the time, unlisted. Why it's unlisted all the time? Edit privacy. I cannot resolve the unlisted issue. Last time I did the same thing. I need to go back. Where do I need to go back? That's a really difficult thing. So I'm not able to do unlisted issue. I'm not sure if it's live now, but anyway, I believe it should be public, but I cannot stream. Why it is not doing every time I'm having this difficulty? Privacy unlisted. Edit details. Oh, it's here. Public. Okay. Oh, now managed again. All right, it's live because it was like listing. Thank you very much, Evelina. It was a listing as a unlisted, and I wasn't sure how to change it, but I can figure it out from the edit and so forth. So once again, I don't know if it was recorded, but we will have every week BIM News every Tuesdays at this time. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about BIM News and what's going on in the industry, I will definitely recommend you to come on board. So I do have few interesting topics to discuss with you. There will be a lot of news going on. I don't have right now more analytics. I don't know how many people going on, so it's just bugged. I cannot see any information, but most probably I presume there are some viewers going on at this point. So when you come in, it will be great to see where you're from and some contributions in this event, because it will be great if we can actually talk as well, and if I can see your point of views and more contribution, so we can actually discuss together on certain things. So I have quite a lot of news. I would say about 20 of them, and there are the most interesting ones I left towards the end. We will be discussing certain ones in the beginning, and there will be like I did like not a literally linear format, not to be boring, so I wanted to make it more interesting. And if you have any other suggestions, I will be definitely interested to hearing from you as well. So let's jump into the BIM News presentation area over here. Now I will be able to discuss a little about the news that I have in mind. So here, the first one will be about the free app that captures construction sites with any drone. That's very interesting. And the actual drone, the actual app is for free. So that is also a very interesting thing. And we can see that if I click over here, I was able to actually get to the app before, but now I cannot, I think. No, I cannot. So I was able to get to the app before there was a link, but I cannot. Okay, here it is. So I just found it. So I have to be blind to not say it. So Heavy Construction System Specialist, this is the company that created this app. So it allows you to fly around the site. You can automate certain features, so it can just go at a certain time and like look at the site and can monitor certain stuff. So the idea is to evaluate the job progress, earthwork, and also safety inspections. However, one thing I'm really curious on, because certain states or certain countries have very strict legislation about drones. So if this site, for example, or if sites exist within the building, within the city itself, so not sure how many issues we will face with regulations and all those stuff. But otherwise, it's really interesting because you can really inspect the site and the progress directly at your desk. That is going to be important. So the next one I will be talking about is, actually these are not, I just opened these links. So the next one is going to be about the acquisition. So Autodesk already bought the Innovize. So actually last week, about 12 days ago, last episode, I was talking about that Autodesk is planning to acquire them, but now they acquired officially. And it's really interesting to see how their software will really go and come into the Autodesk platform, because it is really niche platform, and it can capture, it's also a cloud-based platform, and it can capture a lot of information like workflows for water infrastructure. So let's see how Autodesk is planning to bring them into daily use. And the next one, we will be talking about some issues that we are facing, and last week we literally mentioned a little about that, but this week I would like to, possibly every week, I will mention a little about that, because when we build projects, we always need to be aware that the damage we are doing to the built environment. So it's really important that we are doing projects that are literally beneficial for the city, or it is aesthetical pleasant, it has architecture inside, yes, but we also need to take care of renewable energy, net zero buildings. So in order to have emission, in order to reduce the emissions in the long run, because we do have a lot of issues with the greenhouse and the carbon dioxide and so forth. So we really need to take into consideration our designs and input, and this was a suggestion from an article here, so that we cannot have exceptional buildings. This is also an interesting one, because when we use Revit for fabrication or any other tool, like let's say BIM authoring tools for fabrication, we literally don't have in mind the structural aspect of it, how the structural engineer can actually easily take the data and analyze it. So we are focusing more on the fabrication. But this kind of linking where fabrication can combine with the structural software products will really be beneficial for the entire industry, because in order to motivate BIM in the industry, in order to bring more stakeholders to the table, in order to make it more approachable, we need more interoperability and more tools. So this is really important that we can actually use Revit, for example, in this case, and take those components and use it easily in the structural analysis and see how it reacts. This way, if the structural engineers in our case is not collaborating with us or with BIM, this will enable them and will encourage them to come in, because it will lessen the amount of work they do. The next thing I will be talking about is Trimble launched Tecla 2021, and it's a structural BIM solution if you don't know about Tecla. And actually, it is quite interesting, because Tecla is one of the software products, BIM authoring tools, that are specifically specialized in structural design and structural solutions. So when we have this kind of solution, and when they do constantly update and increase and improve interoperability, which you can see in a second, it will improve interoperability by I will be just scrolling down. You can see that we can even do direct Revit and Navisworks imports now into the software. That is really, really important move. And the next important thing, I think every vendor should take an example of this, because if you look over here, they have a new subscription system. So if I click on it and then open it up, we can see that they actually have 3 types of subscription system where it can give certain benefits for certain users. So this is so awesome, because we need to have a carbon one, like very basically the smallest plan, and it's as cheap as possible, so it is accessible by a lot of people. That is a really great move. And then it can be basically like a light version and then a full version. I think this is a really important move that we needed in the industry more and more, to see more accessibility with more subscription options and better collaboration between the packages and the packages when they it should serve for a particular purpose, not just random or just reduction of the certain features, but it's more about how each package can deliver value to the industry. So the next one is again similar to the drone type of news that we just covered, but it will be more about how a software vendor and a drone nationwide drones conducted together to bring an app where they can bring a lot of value. So this app is basically can capture a lot of BIM data, but it can also overlay information directly in the cloud, I presume. I didn't check that. I didn't want that deeper if it is cloud, but since Revizio is cloud-based support, I presume it is also cloud-based. But the promising thing here is really interesting. I saw that they are interested in bringing bridging the gap between BIM and also bringing point cloud, if I'm not mistaken, onto the table. So scan to BIM, yes, here it is. So scan to BIM onto the table. So they would like to overlay the information on the scan to BIM and make it more accessible to the architects. I don't know how aware you are, but most of the architects, they don't know how to use point cloud or scan to BIM process. They don't understand it. And making access like this, so I think they just did a spot on. If you can do accessible tool for anyone, and for also it should be affordable, obviously, for the users, or at least longer period of testing, so they can actually test and see that it really brings value. This way, it will be really good, because the architects will start understanding more and more how point clouds can really bring benefit to them. So if I move on to the next one, we will see that. Actually, I do have a question for you. If you want to list this one, this is your opinion. What do you think the best solution for historical chapel or renovation or relocation, or you can call it even conservation? What do you think? What BIM tool what kind of BIM workflow would be most interesting one? Do you have any idea on this? If you have any idea, I will be happy to read your comments towards the end and discuss with you those ideas. I think that will be really, really cool to discuss. And not only I present you the news, but also some discussion going on, so we can improve and see things from different perspectives. So the next one will be about the Twinmotion and Unreal ecosystem. So they actually they try to make a better link between them. And right now we know that from the BIM authoring tools, we can actually take any AutoCAD, Revit, or SketchUp, different kind of BIM authoring tools into Twinmotion. But now they want to make a good collaboration between Twinmotion and Unreal Engine. So if they do this kind of a collaboration, you can see that in a diagram. If I zoom in a little bit, or if I can just do like this, you can see in the diagram that they want to bridge the gap of doing more virtual collaboration, digital twins, and enable a better digital training as well for the people. And this will be more on the visualization side, and the architectural side, engineering side can be more direct approach with like a Twinmotion. The next news will be, I really want to mention this today, specifically in this video, because recently few people, I was researching few papers, and when I read those papers, some authors suggest that we don't have any more issues with soft BIM skills or soft skills for implementation of BIM. I do not necessarily agree from my experience. I think we really need the soft skills because it's about the mindset of the people. If people resist and there's a kind of behavior not to have a change, then it's very hard to implement BIM. And the reason why they have this kind of behavior is because of the perception. They perceive things in a like whether how useful is this going to be. Am I going to get full benefits out of it? Is it going to bring me all the advantages? Am I going to be ahead of the competition? They need to understand all this stuff. So the more we really encourage and make soft skill education, the better it's going to be for the industry. And I really support this, and I wanted to mention, so I hope it reaches more and more people, but this is a really promising number. So they will understand what the BIM is and the value behind the BIM. And they will understand that it's not just a tool or a piece of technology, but it's actually a workflow. It is more than, it's an actual process. So, and if we define the BIM, basically there will be like 3 sides of it: a technology side of it, a workflow side of it, like technology software implementation side of it, so how you digitalize it, the workflow, and the management side of it. This could include also some policies and high level stuff. But the people, like general people or the construction industry, doesn't understand that so easily. So they need to dive deeper into it, and they need to inject those, like understanding and skills, so people can really believe that this is the future. So the next thing, I hope they achieve their goal by 2025, and they have 4 years to go. And if they really do, we can see that they started already some sessions. So this can really bring, and it's in English as well, I can see here, that will be really good. English speaking and English understanding as well will be really, really good for the industry. So the next thing we will be talking about is digital twins can help to prepare cities for future pandemics. I'm not really sure how much I like this news because from my point of view, this is also invading a personal or private space, I would say, because this requires a monitoring, a lot of like everywhere, everything will be monitored. And this has to be done in such a way that it doesn't invade the privacy. And I think that's very difficult. So, but if they do it, I understand the amount of benefits they get. So please comment below if you really want to think that this kind of thing is beneficial, and having a digital twin that we can monitor the cities and all the like kind of for example COVID activity that's going on and more stuff, so to monitor them in a real time, digital, directly from any device or from home. Do you think that this is really beneficial for the industry? Please comment below. So the next one will be about I think this is about visual intelligence supports the launch of a millimeter class digital twin solution to tower industry. Oh, okay. So this is about the Bentley system has partnered and in order to create with visual intelligence, in order to create a new software called Open Tower IQ. I think this is about creating a better, again, we're all talking about digital twins, and this is about bringing, so every vendor, what they're trying to do, they're trying to bring, so there are so many news, by the way, and it's really difficult to memorize all of them at all times. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cover as much as possible before the video, where I can present to you in a more proper format, but some of them I will be going with you and quickly understand what's going on and give some discussions and showcase you. I look at them, all of them previously before the video quickly, but I didn't go in some of them into detail and understanding, and so therefore it's sometimes difficult to understand what this news was about and what were the details. So if I go back to the news, now we can see that each vendor trying to do some kind of digital twin solution. And this will be really going to be hot topic in the coming months or coming years maybe. So who will really do the best a decision, because there will be a lot of competition going on. So I think it will be very difficult for us to choose. Most probably, I'm just worried a little because there will be some solutions which is good, very good on something, and there are other solutions will be very good on other things, but there will not be really good interoperability between them. So the next one is about retrofit is a key decarbonizing the 500 billion public estate. So this is about okay, so this is about retrofitting. So, and this news about what it was about. So actually, this is really good now. So I don't remember, to be honest, what it was. So I will just skip this one to the end, and I will come back to later on that one because I don't remember what it was. Modernism is a really sexy but problematic. So this is a really good title. I think they just nailed the title. And when we have this kind of really sexy built environment, all these large scale buildings, and we don't really think about, again, built environment and the ecosystem, we really damage our built environment. And whether a BIM or another solution is used, I mean, like BIM has to be used obviously as a process, as a workflow, but what kind of solutions you can bring into it, and it's a question mark. So for instance, you can use BIM just to model this building in 3D and extract a drawing package directly from it, and you can say, I use BIM. But the idea is BIM is to bring more input from multiple stakeholders, so we can get more information at the design stage, so we can make the right decisions. But not everyone uses BIM for that purpose, and it's really important to focus on that aspect, how we can collaborate more. If you really think about it, if you think about that the industry is actually imagine that construction industry was just a one company. And that company is like, for example, like Toyota, for example. That company, the aim of that company to be most profitable and continuous improvement and lean concepts. It would work because even though there are multiple stakeholders all the time, it's with multiple things, everyone would be focusing the goals in order to generate that, like, in the end product for the company. So some people can sacrifice a little, some stakeholders can sacrifice a little for the long-term benefit. But in the industry, this does not exist. So in industry, we are most of the people, most of the companies, corporations, so forth, looking for direct benefits. So if I'm getting this project, I don't care long-term benefits. I want the benefit from this project right away. I cannot do any sacrifices. And that sacrifice would mean that investing in your company training, bringing the latest technology on board, having a change management protocols and procedures in place. So doing nothing, but just working as like the traditional means and trying to consume most out of the project. So that is really still a problem, and we need to change that. So I will be actually jumping few of them here quickly. So this is obviously because few of them are not directly BIM related, so maybe I should just keep those towards the end. I will. This is a tool that allows 3D design. That's really interesting. Though it's not directly BIM related, so you can. There's like maybe product manufacturing or so forth, where you can directly do a 3D design with pen and through iPad. That's really interesting one. Maybe that can be just a kind of a doorway for a BIM based application or solution like this. But for now, it's just more product, I would say. One thing, obviously, in the meantime, I would like to tell you something. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 13th of April. Yes, this is next week. So next week, there will be a live webinar about the launch of Revit 2022. So I definitely suggest you sign up here. You can find the link above. You can just use this link. It's a straightforward link. You can just put that link, and you can actually, I will also try to put it under the video, but you can watch this webinar and you can see the latest news for Revit 2022. I think it will be an interesting one. So the aim of this news basically to showcase you the latest news in the industry, so you can see that this is upcoming one. And I will be doing another video that time, so I will be mentioning it again, but it will be great too if you just sign up and you have you can watch that. All right, so the next one, it will be about this one. Before next week, they're actually today, after this video, literally in 4 hours, you can watch this what to expect, a kind of sneak peek. I think it's going to be also interesting, so I'm just setting a reminder right now so I can watch that. That is going to be about the launch, but I will also tell you that I do have a link for the latest AutoCAD 2022. It was published, because that AutoCAD 2022 was published a week ago, I think, or a little bit early, like maybe 10 days ago or something. So all the newest features. You can see over here how the collaboration was improved, and a few other tools was improved inside it. If you want a full video on this, if you think that this will be like tips and tricks about 2022 for AutoCAD, even though it's not directly BIM related stuff, we will be happy to consider that if that spikes interest in you. So next one I would like to discuss is yeah, I think we discussed this one already. Trimble announced a Tecla, Tecla software. So okay, so this is BIM 360 link Revit models use local cache path. I think this is actually, we have been running a situation lately where there are individuals collaboration cache location for the path instead of the project's BIM 360 location. Okay, so I think this was one issue that they have been facing when they use like the online BIM 360 collaboration. I think it's called now BIM Collaborate Pro, where if you use that and if you sync your Revit directly with the cloud, the cache was saved on the cloud directly. So meaning when you do synchronization or save, it doesn't save into anything in the local. It just creates a cache file for the local when you save, but when you synchronize, that cache file directly goes to the central model. But now I can see that some people have been facing some issues. That might be because that they have been changing the platform. They have been upgrading from BIM 360 design to BIM 360 BIM Collaborate Pro. It's difficult because every time they change the name, it's really difficult, because years ago it was a different name. Then it became BIM 360. It was a collaboration for Revit, and then it became BIM 360 design. Now it's BIM Collaborate Pro. So it takes a little time to get used to the name. But this is going to be some people have been facing with issues. I will really want to explore this further and see whether this will be beneficial. This time I would like to keep the video a little shorter, so I would like to in the meantime, I just want to see with the participants if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions, maybe, or even any comments of the news so far we saw. I'm trying to keep the news, that's why I try to cover all things, most important ones, within like 30 minutes literally. So I'm really 2 minutes away from 30 minutes, and I would like to hear from your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe, and on Thursday we have a live BIM talk, and our guest is Hasan Yumer. We have that BIM talk is coming on Thursday, and I'm really interested if you it will be really great if you actually can come. The talk will be really interesting. I'm really interested to meet with him as well, so that will be awesome if you can also come on board. Got a chance to try? No, I didn't try 2022 yet. But I will be trying it the first day it is released, actually. So, and I'm sure you will also, Revit Pure, you'll also do the same thing, and we will be publishing similar contents most probably around that time. So it will be really interesting. I'm really excited to see, because they had some complaints recently. I mean, you most probably know about it. So they had complaints from the industry that it wasn't doing such a progress, and the prices of the subscription was always going high and high. But actually, it should be available today. Oh, I didn't know that. That is cool. So that's a good. Actually, thank you very much for saying that. So Revit 2022 is going to be available today. And that will be awesome. Actually, that's why, got it. So that's why they're actually saying there will be sneak peek. So they will be launching it in a way and saying that, okay, so they will be saying that it's launch day and you can see some of the features. Got it. But I was like wondering, how can they release this confidential content before even they launch? But that's thank you very much for the tip. So yeah. I will be, as I said, I will be available and here every Tuesday. There will be live talk going on. If you make the same time your reminder, I will be trying to cover as many topics as possible. If you have any suggestions, please list whether it is live right now or whether you are watching video after this is done. I will really take them into account, and I want to make this as a habit for both sides. As a viewer from your end, from the comfort of your home, you can see all the news within 30 minutes rather than searching and exploring for them hours and hours, which we spent, my team and I spent hours and hours to get the best content for you within 30 minutes, and I will try to keep it done so. This will be the end of today's session. Be safe and be healthy, all right?